In today's session, I will be sharing a brief on UAE sourced income as envisaged under Article 13 of the UAE law. Article 11 provides who shall be considered as taxable person, and which includes which includes cases wherein a non-resident will be considered as taxable person in UAE. Article 12 provides corporate tax base, which includes UAE sourced income as a part of income of non-resident. Moving to Article 13, that is a UAE sourced income or source based taxation in UAE. It has two clauses, wherein clause 1 provides instances when a particular income shall be considered as UAE source income, and clause 2 which provides non-exhaustive list of income or examples that may be considered as income being sourced in the UAE. First, we will discuss clause 1, which provide instances of UAE sourced income. First instance provided is any income derived from a resident person. Resident person may include likely to include any juridical person incorporated in UAE, or any juridical person controlled and managed from UAE, or any natural person who conducts business in UAE. In the second instance, the law provides that any income would be sourced in UAE if such income is derived to a permanent is derived and is attributable to a permanent establishment based in UAE of a non-resident company. In the third instance, Article 13 provides that any income which is accrued in or derived in from activities performed or assets located or capital invested, rights used or services performed or benefited from in the UAE would be considered as UAE based income, UAE sourced income. Clause 2 of Article 13 provides inclusive examples of UAE sourced income, which are income from the sale of goods in the UAE, income from the provision of services that are rendered or utilized or benefited from in the UAE. So this is something which is akin to the Indian law also, wherein under section 19 under section 9 it is provided that any kind of services provided by non-resident would be considered as accrued or arise in India if such services has been utilized or performed for the Indian business. Income from a contract insofar as it has been wholly or partly performed or benefited in UAE. So if there is a contract taken by non-resident and work has been done in the UAE partly or wholly, then compensation received by such non-resident towards such work done would be considered as the UAE sourced income. Any income from movable or immovable property in UAE. So again, situs based taxation in case of properties, in case of assets. Now next is income from disposable of share and capital of a resident person. So this is very interesting, like the capital. Generally, what although they did not have used the word capital gain, but generally, general terms, we understand that income from the disposable of share or capital of a resident person would most likely would be a capital gain. So it is pertinent to note capital gains earned from participating interest are exempt from UAE corporate tax. Also, there is a relief from corporate tax for capital gains that may arise on intragroup transfer and reorganization or internal restructuring transactions. So in all those cases, the relief may be there, but apart from that, other capital gain would be treated as ordinary income and subject to corporate tax. Any income pertaining to intellectual property or intangible property which is used in the UAE would also be considered would also be considered as UAE sourced income, like royalty or any other income in the name of license fees pertaining to intellectual property or intangible property would be considered as UAE sourced income if such income is arising from use or right to use of such intellectual or intangible property in UAE, or grant of permission to use any intellectual or intangible property in the UAE. Any interest income may also be considered as UAE sourced income if such interest income if such interest income pertains to any loan which is secured by the movable or immovable property based in UAE, if such loan is borrowed by any UAE resident person, if such loan is borrowed by any UAE government entity. Insurance premium or reinsurance premium earned by insurance companies may be considered as UAE source income if insured asset is located in UAE, if insured person is a resident of UAE, if insured activity is conducted in the UAE. Insured activity may be subject to further clarification or from the legislation. Now, here it is very important to understand that when FAQs were initially issued and the initial guidance was there, then it was provided that UAE investment income earned by foreign investor, like income from dividend, capital gains, interest, royalties, and other investment return earned will not be subject to UAE corporate tax unless such income is attributable to PE. However, now when if we give the joint reading to Article 11, 12, and 13, then it is very, very clear that all those income of a non-resident would be subject to source-based taxation in UAE except dividend.